saying California American.
Bringing the juice.
With them.
I love it. This is, you got this time.
Oh, and that one.
What's the next? You got California and Texas with the whole crazy care that many years. So the last
Yeah. And we just go. All those kids looking at like, I guess you have And all of ours are distance routine. We can take 15. We in the oldest 15.
One month, 2 months.
No, his birthday's in April.
Oh, so he's young.
Well, he's already 14.
Okay. So I know we've got at least 13. This late 14-year-old.
there's any way to getting it. Is the little thing not work on here?
Well, because it's swaying.
Yeah.
Like if you watch that from home, you'll be wrong.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can put it up there. I just. I mean, if you think the other one will be fine, I have it. I have it with me.
I'm just looking at the. Looking at the picture, it's hard to see much. Let's see. Look at how the picture changes. That's a much better picture.
Better?
Yeah, a lot better. A lot better.
I guess same thing, like when that spider's up there, it's like all that law, right? It is going to be. Something in my brain. I can't do it.
Why are you stressed? You're stressed when you bitch at me. She said, "You're not stressed?" I said, "No." She said, "Must be nice."
And that
4 states away, and she's stressed out.
Oh, yeah. She's usually like 45 minutes there.
She's
Always.
I know. Oh my gosh, it was like one thing, one out of
Two
two.
on the other, yeah.
This doesn't feel very safe.
It's actually typically not bad. Sometimes turbulence can be bad in this place, but that one's usually Yeah, sometimes they're bad.
All right, everybody watching at home and our viewers, grandparents, siblings, friends, and family all across the Southeast watching our broadcast here on YouTube. Here we are in bracket play. We're just now starting bracket play, the first round of the Perfect Game All-State Games here at the great Premier Baseball Park of Texas in Houston, Texas. We got Team Alabama matched up with California American. Either one of these teams, if they want to make it to the championship game, they'll have to win 3 games to advance all the way to the championship game today on Championship Sunday. We've got Costin Mahan on the bump for the home team, Team Alabama, with Christian Thompson behind the plate. Lance Sharpless at third. Bryant Wisdom at short. Looks like we've got, can't make out who's at second. Is it Tristan Blaylock at second and AJ Kramer at first? No, I'm sorry, I got mistaken. That is actually, that's Bryant Wisdom at second. All right, we've got, my correction, we have Trip Morris is going to be at shortstop. Bryant Wisdom at second, making the move over to second base. Bryant has played all 4 games pool play at shortstop, and so that confused me a little bit. We'll have Harlem Fuller in left, Nate Malone in center, and Ross Christie in right. We'll give our batting order once we get to the bottom half of this inning. But here's our first pitch for a ball high, missed out of the zone by Costin Mahan. California American starts off with the left-handed batter in the batter's box, number 3. And there's a nice strike for the first strike of the game to even our count 1-1 for Costin Mahan. Ball 2 away. This California American team went 2-2 in pool play. Team Alabama went 3-1. There's a sharply hit ball slicing to the left side there. Did fall in the left field gap. Harlem Fuller wasn't able to get there in time, but the quick outfielders were able to get to it pretty quickly and hold the batter to a single. Try and work with the camera angle here. We're playing at a new field today, and so the netting is a little bit different than we've had before. So we'll continue to check that view to make sure we have a good view with no obstruction. And Costin throws a pickoff move over to first base to hold that runner a little closer. Have a 1-0 count to the batter. Another quick pickoff move. Runner was able to get back in time. And the runner is gone. Christian Thompson makes a throw down, but not in time to get the runner at Stoll second base. So here we are early in the matchup between California America and Alabama, and California has a runner at second base with no outs. And there's a really nice pitch there by Costin, even in the count. Foul ball back in the netting. Costin gets ahead in the count, 1-2. Coach Miller comes out of the dugout to scoop up that foul ball. There are no outs with the runner at second in scoring position. Costin steps off to shake off the sign and figure out how he wants to attack this batter with a 1-2 count. It's been awfully cloudy this morning. We had some rain move in overnight. Rained quite a bit last night. But the sun is just poking through the clouds and could possibly heat it up right here on field 8 where we're playing. All the fields here at Premier Baseball Park are turf on the infield and then natural grass on the outfield. So the outfield grass could be a little soggy because it rained quite a bit last night. And there's a ball outside as the runner is stealing to third safely. Evens the count 2-2. Gives California runner 90 feet away from home. See if Costin can get this batter at the plate here with a really nice pitch. And that's strike 3, tipped off into Christian Thompson's glove. Exactly what Team Alabama needed with a 1 out in the inning. Really nice pitch there by number 8. Just blew it right by him. And looks like a changeup right there. Dropped in for a strike. Batter offered at it just a bit, but held back. But it is called strike by the umpire behind the plate. 0-1 count. Costin comes set. And he delivers. And that pitch misses low and away. And that ball is fouled back into the net. Costin again ahead in the count, 1-2 for the second batter in a row. It seems like Costin's settling into the strike zone and throwing a lot of strikes. See if he can get this batter again at the plate and in the hopes of stranding that runner at third base. And just off the plate. Interesting that the home plate umpire just walked over and adjusted home plate. Home plate shouldn't move on a turf field, but it sure did move. He just slid it over a little bit. And there's strike 3, swinging. Really good job there by Costin Mahan, who has the opportunity and the chance, if we can make one more out, strand that runner, that leadoff runner, at third base. Team Alabama here with 2 outs in the inning. 1 out away from heading to the dugout, and that ball is lifted foul into the net. Costin gets ahead in the count very quickly. 0-1. And there's another foul ball back into the netting. Costin quickly ahead, 0-2.
Look here, buddy.
Hey, listen to me. I'm more stubborn than you.
You think so? You ask my wife. Well, you can ask my husband.
0-2 count. See how Team Alabama attacks this batter. And comes right at him with the fastball down the middle, which is fouled back into the net once again. 3 straight foul balls to begin this at bat. Really don't want to give the batter anything too good. It's like Christian Thompson setting up off the plate. And that ball is laced into center for a base hit single. Will be an RBI for the batter. Just a little bit too good of a pitch right there than what we needed. But with 2 outs, have a runner at first for California. Team Alabama gives up the first run of the game. There's a nice strike called by the plate umpire. 0-1. Again, Costin working ahead in the count of the batters. And there's a foul tip. Went off the bat, off the glove, and then off the net. Again, Costin is ahead 0-2 in the count. Just proving that he is being able to live in the zone right here. Just needs one more out so Team Alabama can come in here to try to even this game. Oh, goes inside. But the runner was moving and got to second base. The ball called on the inside corner. 1-2 count. Looks like it landed over on field 9 to our left. There's some field 9 and 10 behind us are smaller fields with some little league, younger youth league travel ball tournaments going on, it looks like. All state games have, all the consolation games took place at 8 o'clock this morning, and now there are 4 bracket games going on simultaneously. The top 4 seeds in the tournament all get byes, and the winner of this game will move on to face one of those top 4 teams. And there's a ball hit well foul. That left-handed batter jumped on that pitch very quickly, but thankfully ball traveled well foul. Need a chair. Hand me this. We've been fighting on the she went second. Stands. There's a ball called. Count is even 2-2. Let's see if we can retire this batter. Team Alabama can get in here and hit. And there's a fastball on the outside corner that Christian Thompson was sure. Christian Thompson really wanted that call behind the home plate. Felt like it was strike 3 looking, but we moved to a full count here with the batter. And there's a foul tip back into the netting. This Team California seems to be swinging the bats very well this morning. Very strong bunch in their yellow jerseys from California, and Team Alabama in their orange pinstripes this morning. And there's a ball that's lifted high, not gonna stay in play. Back behind us, crashing down to the concrete in between the 2 fields. Got about 15 kids over in a pile fighting over it, looks like. Here we come, kid comes running with the ball to return it to the field and then decides he wants to keep it. Got a full count. Runner at second dancing back and forth. And that's a strike 3 to end the inning for Costin Mahan with 3 strikeouts in the inning. But there were 2 hits that plated 1 run for California America. So Team Alabama comes up to bat in the bottom of the first, down 1-0 after 3 strikeouts in the inning by Costin Mahan, who lived in the zone the entire inning, but did give up 2 base hits, one resulting in an RBI single. We'll take a quick
done right there.
There we go, Brad. Brad has joined us now in the booth, and get Brad's point of view from the top of the first inning right there.
Yeah, Costin did well. He didn't like that missed third strike that looked like a third strike to me, but he struck out 3, and this team can hit. They have shown right away that they're not afraid to swing the bat and get some barrels, so we know what we're up against.
Yeah, and here we are in bracket play on Sunday, and you're going to face, the thing you're going to do is, you know, in pool play, a lot of teams try to get through some pool play games with maybe not their number 1, number 2, or number 3 pitcher. Try and save those for Sunday if you can possible. And Costin had pitched 1 inning in this tournament, closed out our game 3 against Northeast yesterday, came in for the save in the 6th inning, but he only pitched 1 inning in the game. So he's got left in his arsenal. He has 83 pitches and 7 innings of work that he can throw today on Championship Sunday. But let's go to our batting order for Team Alabama. We have Harlem Fuller playing left field, Bryant Wisdom playing second, Nate Malone batting third and center. And we have TJ Medina, our EH, batting fourth, who has swung a really good bat this weekend. Trip Morris playing shortstop is in the 5 hole. Christian Thompson catching for us today is in the 6 hole. We have Campbell Tillman, another EH, batting in the 7 hole. We have Lan Sharpless, our third baseman, in the 8 hole. Evan Cox is our DH, batting for our first baseman, AJ Kramer, is in the 9 hole. We have Ross Christie, our right fielder. And then we have Costa Mahan, our last batter, who is pitching today.
And we did find out that you do have to bat 11. Is that correct?
That is correct. It's the tournament rules, the perfect game established for the All-State games is every team has to bat 11, which was news to us because on their website it clearly stated you could bat 9, 10, 11, or your entire roster. But we found out yesterday that it is a perfect game rule for this tournament only, that every team has to bat 11 batters. Most of these teams, All-State teams, come with a pretty healthy roster of 15, 16, 17 players. The Alabama team has 16 on its roster. Actually had 18 to start out, but we had 2 players that could not make it. So we've got 16 on our roster available today.
And, you know, if everybody has to do it, everybody's got 11 good hitters, so it puts it on an even playing field, which is fine. It's actually not a bad rule, you know, with everybody traveling out to Houston.
I agree. It gets more players involved. Even if they're not playing the field, they will be in the batting order to hit. And there goes Fuller down on strike swinging. We've got Bryant Wisdom.
We do have a very strong wind blowing in our face.
Right in our face.
We need low line drives.
May add some velocity to the pitchers throwing the ball, but it's going to make it hard hitting it out of here. There's a slow roller right up the middle, and Bryant moves down the line, but shortstop is able to make the play, throwing it over for a 6-3 put out, and recording the second out of this inning for Team California America. So with 2 outs, we now have Nate Malone coming to bat. See if Nate can get something started for Team Alabama. Need some base runners. And there's a ball off the plate. Start out 1-0. That's a ball in the dirt. So Nate starts out well ahead with a 2-0 count. Wind really gusting in our face here. Nate fouls that ball off his leg for a foul ball. make our count 2-1.
Yeah, this is an extra strong win, really.
Got time in the box by Nate.
Okay.
Love to see Nate
All right, take a deep breath, Billy.
put one in the gap, down the line. He's so fast.
And that ball misses wide right. Oh, heads up. Ball hit right at the base of the backstop. There's a line of a little curb of concrete, and it hit that curb of concrete, bounced all the way back into play, and hit the umpire in the back. Nate is ahead 3-1 now. See if we can get Nate on the ball. Nate with a sharp line drive into left field for a 2-out single. But that brings a very dangerous runner on the base pass and a very dangerous batter to the plate in TJ Medina. TJ has swung a very good bat this week. Gotta think he might try and give Nate an opportunity to steal second, get in scoring position here. Would really love to be able to tie this ball game up here in the first inning. With the wind blowing in our face, we're gonna have to constantly check out the video feed. Well, that was an interesting play right there. Looked like it was possibly a pitch out. The catcher was expecting the pitch out, and the throw was right down the middle of the plate for a strike. Pitcher had to reach way back across the plate to catch the ball for a called strike, and the catcher was actually almost in the left-handed batter box.
Let's work right here.
Evens the count 1-1. A throw over again to hold Nate at first. They're obviously very worried about his speed and his ability to get into scoring position.
Right here, right now.
And there he goes, Nate. And the throw is offline, wide to the second baseman, who fields the ball several feet away from second base.
That was the ball, so 2-1.
2-1 for TJ. TJ is able to get a hit here. Team Alabama will be able to tie this ball game up with 2 outs. Team Alabama has shown the ability over the course of this weekend to be able to score a lot of runs with 2 outs. We do have Trip Morris, very accomplished hitter, on deck for Team Alabama. The name of this game is getting as many plate appearances as you can each inning. And that ball is a breaking ball that TJ swung through. Takes us to a full count. See if TJ can get a hold of a ball or take ball 4.
Let's get a base hit, man. Let's score Nate.
And that ball is sharply hit down the third base line, and the third baseman comes up throwing and makes a strong enough throw to first base, a one-hopper. But the first baseman went down and scooped to retire the inning, unfortunately leaving the base runner at second base. Team Alabama now will be heading back to the field to play some defense.
sun has popped out on us. I'm needing some sunscreen.
It really has. Here we go. Start the second inning. Costa Mahan will pitch his second inning of work on the mound, and the sun really is beaming down now and hot as ever. I can remember these games last year, a lot of us were wearing hoodies and sweatshirts because it was rather cold last year. But this year is, when the sun's poked through, it's steamed up pretty quickly. That was ball one for Costin. And there's a strike down the middle, fouled back into the screen.
Load early, sit on off speed, ready for the foul. Let's go.
One and one count for Costa Mahan. And there's a nice pitch for a strike. Fouled back behind us, landing on the roof of the concession stand.
This team's, they put the bat on the ball. I mean, there's a lot of foul balls.
They're really swinging the bat well. They're attacking pitches.
Oh,
And that one
right.
is lifted into short center, but Bryant Wisdom at second base is able to get back on the grass and call everyone off.
Yeah, they were talking to each other right there. Nate Malone was coming in full
He
speed.
was coming in for the ball.
And he could have caught that.
Correct.
But
Absolutely.
Bryant was actually kind of waiting on it. It was perfect.
Really good job there, Bryant. Securing the ball, securing the first out. And really nice pitch on the outside corner called there for Costin. He has had the ability, almost every hitter that he has faced, he's worked ahead in the count, which makes a big difference for a pitcher. Allows them to be able to throw their full arsenal of pitches. Puts the advantage in the pitcher's hand, where the batter is going to have to possibly swing at something maybe off the plate, just trying to protect. There's another good pitch. I think he took something off of that one. We have a 1-2 count.
A little high heat right here, maybe.
And works down in the zone for ball two. Austin was really hoping the batter would offer it that one, I believe.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad pitch at all. There it is.
And there's strike three
He set that up well.
for the fourth strikeout for Costa Mahan early here in the game. There's 2 outs now in the second inning, top of the second for Team Alabama. Just a quick score update on some of the bracket, first round bracket games that are going on. Carolina has an early lead 3-0 over Pacific Northwest. And there's strike one for Costin once again.
Oh, he's dealing right now.
Nevada is up early on East Coast 2-0. Georgia is up on Florida National 3-0. And then our score here is 1-0 California America over Alabama. And that ball is right back into our face. Missed off the plate, a little wide. Look at the camera angle and see if everything's pretty good. Well, it looks like we don't have anything blocking our view. Here comes Costin in the windup and peppers that one on the inside. That batter swings straight through there. He thought that's very interesting right there. The batter turns and asks after he swung for the strike, he turned and asked the umpire, he said, was it a strike? He wanted to see if he was seeing things clearly, and not really sure what the response was. I think the umpire said, it's a strike now because you swung.
Going inside, it looks like.
And ball down in the dirt. Brings us to a full count. I know Costin and Team Alabama doesn't want any base runner in this inning. Would like a quick 3-up, 3-down so we can get back in here and bat. Got to figure Costin will be coming right at him right here. If he wants to hit it, can hit it. And leaves it up high, unfortunately, for ball 4 and the first walk of the ball game for Team Alabama. Team California does have a base runner at first, but 2 outs. We're 1 pitch away from get out of this inning, and Team Alabama coming back to bat. We have Trip Morris leading us off in the bottom of the second. Austin goes from the stretch, throws a really nice strike there.
Sure did.
Again, works out in front of the batter with an 0-1 count. Batter does call time to tie his shoelace. And Costa makes a pickoff move over to first, but the runner gets back safely under the tag. AJ Kramer, the lefty over there playing first base. Very accomplished pitcher in his own right. We hope to see him possibly pitch today in this championship Sunday. And there's a line foul ball over the first base coach's head. He ducked underneath that ball. That one counts for the good guys. We have an 0-2 count for Costin. Looks like Christian's setting up well outside. And there's another strike for Costin Mahan's 5th strikeout of the game in just 2 innings. Really good command that the pitcher's showing through it for us. Now, Team Alabama, it's time to heat up in the batter's box.
Yeah, Costin's dialed in right now. He needs to just go in that dugout, stay focused.
We will have Trip Morris leading us off. Our first 3 batters in the inning will be Trip Morris, Christian Thompson, and Campbell Tillman. So we need those 3 to get something started for us and get on the base pass, and hopefully we can drive in some runs right here and have a big inning. This inning and this game actually is being sponsored by Johnson Mahan Dental Care in Florence, Alabama on Cox Creek Boulevard, 723 Cox Creek Boulevard in Florence, Alabama. Check with Johnson Mahan Dental Care for all your dental needs.
Like that cloud could come back, honestly.
Lost my sunglasses last week. I keep telling myself to get some, and with all the rain chances this week, I'm probably not going to need them.
You might need to run to the convenience store and buy you a pair of $5.
All right, we have, to start off the bottom of the second inning, we do have Trip Morris. Team California has Darren Lubber, number 32, pitching. He did throw 16 pitches in the first inning. That's his 17th pitch of the day. And that ball is lifted foul, out of play. They're gonna try and work him inside. And that was way inside and high on Trip for the first ball of the count. We have a 1-2 count here for Trip. See if he can work again going inside, it looks like. And that ball nearly hit Trip. Wouldn't have minded if it grazed him a little bit. He'd get a free pass down to first base to lead off this inning. Really like to see him crowd the plate here. And there's a bouncing ball right up over the pitcher's head, and the shortstop makes the play just in time to beat Tripp, who was running down the line very quickly. Beat him by just half a step. Really nice play there by the shortstop from California. Ball was bouncing on the turf right over the pitcher's head. Caught it on about the second or third bounce and fired it over to first base to retire Tripp Morris. Here we have a ball in the dirt for ball one for Christian Thompson, Team Alabama's catcher. Campbell Tillman quickly hurries over and gets the foul ball, throws it back to the umpire. And that ball is lifted up in the air, but you got to feel like the wind is going to make an effect. But the shortstop is able to get back on the grass, not too far, and make the catch for the second out. Any ball that's lifted in the air today could be interesting for the fielders, but it's probably not going to travel too far with the gusts coming straight in from center field right into the batter's face. And there's strike one called across the heart of the plate here for Campbell Tillman.
We'd like to see Campbell show off his speed right now.
Strike two taken. Campbell starts out early, 0-2 count. Looks like they're going to pitch him away. And just barely missed, but it is a called ball for a 1-2 count.
We had one of those earlier.
We sure did. That catcher, he caught the ball and was halfway to the dugout when he realized he had to come back for at least one more pitch. That one is looping. And Campbell Tillman is going to be safe at first base. That was a hard hit ground ball to third base. So he was having to make a really long throw from deep in the hole, and Campbell Tillman was able to beat that throw off. Throw was a little high into the inside of the bag. But now we have Campbell Tillman at first with our third baseman Lance Sharpless up to bat. And Campbell Tillman is moving on the first pitch and easily steals second base. And when he slides into second base, that base comes disconnected from the ground, which we saw a lot of yesterday. Now we have the umpire placing the bag back where it goes. Doesn't look like there's really anything holding that bag down. Just like it's a throwdown bag. And there's a ball lifted into the air, the wind blowing right back in our face. The second baseman moving in back on the dirt to retire the inning for the third out. So that's 2 innings in a row. Team Alabama has had a runner with 2 outs reach second base. But we were unable to get that base hit to get them in. So we'll have Costa Mahan going back to the mound for his third inning of work. Hopefully we can have another quick inning and keep the pitch count down. We'll take a short break. Go.
And he knew that wasn't my whistle anyway because I think so he knew that wasn't me.
We have a family whistle. And if I whistle anywhere, it doesn't matter if it's a huge store or whatever. Anybody in my family hears it. Watch it. Cigars all the way over. See if she turns her head. My lips are wet. Whistle my lip right now for some reason. She doesn't hear me.
She's got to do better.
I'm usually able to whistle my other.
She makes fun of me.
And here we go to start the third inning. Just a little comparison between our two pitchers. Costin Mahan through 2 innings with 5 strikeouts, and Darren Lubber from California with 1 strikeout. But even though the strikeouts are a big difference, California America does have the 1-0 lead. Costin again starts out very quickly with an 0-2 count on the batter. So he's able to retire this batter, and that ball is lifted into left field. Just a pitch that was a little too good right there for an 0-2 count. Up in the zone, allowed him to reach first safely on a base hit to left field. Pickoff attempt there by Costin. Keep the runner a little safe. Do have a courtesy runner at first that's come in. That ball is low in the zone for 1-0 count. Here we go, kid. Runner is moving as the batter tries to lay down a bunt but fouls it back to the net. Third base coach calls time to talk to his batter to make sure he got the signals correct. I'm not sure he wanted him to try and lay down a bunt there. But that strike counts for Costin. He quickly makes another pickoff attempt over first base. Tried to catch the runner by surprise, and again we see the home plate umpire adjusting the home plate. For some reason it's moving on us, even though it's on a turf field. That home plate shouldn't be moving. And there's a strike 2 swinging by the batter. 1-2 count. And there's a ball hit, ground ball to shortstop, who's flipped over to Bryant Wisdom, and it's turned for a double play. Really nice 6-4-3 double play. That's Morris to Wisdom to Kramer for 2 outs. Really nice job, defense. Then as they try to throw it around the diamond, they decide to throw the ball into right field. So just to remind us, they are still 14-year-old ball players, Brad.
Yes, they are.
So here we are with 2 outs, nobody on, and Costin another soft liner right at our shortstop, Trip Morris, to 1 pitch, 1 out to get that out of the inning. That gives a lot of confidence to your pitcher right there with the defense having his back. And it gives us a lot of confidence and momentum going into the dugout as we prepare to battle and bat here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're gonna look quickly at our lineup. We should have Evan Cox, Ross Christie, and Costin Mahan coming to bat to start this inning. See if we can get some runners on base before we head back to the top of the inning and drive in these runners. Take a short break. Team Alabama now has Evan Cox leading us off in the bottom of the third inning. That's a strike swinging. And there's a foul ball lifted into the net for 0-2 count. And there's a ball just off the end of Evans' bat to stay alive, 0-2. And there's a swing and miss for a strikeout. For out number 1 is a really nice curveball.
That was a good curveball.
Brings Ross Christie, a right fielder, to the plate with 1 out in the inning. And Costa Mahan on deck, getting ready to bat. See if Ross Christie, as the wind really starts gusting up. There's a curveball missed off the plate for ball 1. Team Alabama needs to find a way to get some base runners right here before we get back to the top of the order. There's a strike called way low in the zone.
Yeah, he hadn't been calling that.
There's a strike 2 swinging by Ross Christie. 1-2 count for the right fielder. Any encouragement from the stands. Protect the plate. And that ball was well up inside, just off the brim of his helmet. Got to find ways to get on base here, Brad.
Yeah.
And there's a strike 3 swinging by Ross. Just the 3rd strikeout of the game. The California pitcher, but he's been very, very effective and has not had to pitch with any type of pressure yet in this game. A couple of times we've had a runner at second base with 2 outs, but he's been able to get the 3rd out each time. So here I have Costa Mahan. This is pitcher on pitcher battle. That ball was well inside, high. Costin has the power to hit balls out of most any park, but with this wind blowing in like it is, he needs to focus on hitting a line drive and keeping it below the wind for a base hit. And that ball, just caught the inside for a strike 1 call, even the count 1-1. Costin can find a way on. He'll have a courtesy runner waiting for him. And there's strike 2 swinging.
He's the pitcher. He's getting good control of all of his pitches.
He's really utilizing all of his pitches and keeping the Team Alabama batters off balance. And there's a ball outside. Looks like it was possibly fouled off on the end of Costin's bat on a little bit of a check swing.
You're right. We need low line drives today. Hard grounders. I'll take those.
And there's a ball that's off the plate. Team California wanted that one called. It was right down the white line of the first base, of the left batter's box. They're working away again, and that ball is sharply fouled to the left side over the fence and onto the field behind us. See if that foul ball can give Costin a little confidence at the plate. Be ready to. That's the trajectory we're wanting there. That was a hard hit line drive to the left field side. We just don't want it lifted in the air. And that pitch is off the plate. Got a full count. Costin's done a really good job of working this count by fouling off a couple of balls. See if we can get a base hit or a ball 4 walk here. Pitcher comes set, and that's a sharp hit ground ball, but gets through the hole between short and third for a 2-out hit there for Costin Mahan. Give the pitcher a lot of confidence there at the plate, and we'll have CJ Terry coming on as a pinch runner, actually a courtesy runner for the pitcher. And that flips our order around and brings Harlem Fuller back to bat, our leadoff batter, who's had a really good weekend of hitting and getting on base. So again, Team Alabama has a base runner, but with 2 outs, see if we can do anything with it. California's coach goes out to, calls timeout and goes out to talk to his pitcher. We'll take a short break as they discuss things. Here we go again with some action. We have Harlem Fuller in the batter's box, who takes a strike on a check swing for 0-1 count. Pitcher for California's really kept the Alabama batters off balance on what to expect. Been a little bit of guessing, I think, Brad, than having confidence in what he's throwing. And runner does move, and the ball is lifted high, but the wind is blowing it out of play behind us as you hear it hit hard on the roof of the concession stand. And it did just roll off into a pretty nice puddle of water that was left from the rain last night. That might just be a souvenir ball instead of putting it back into play. Long pause by the pitcher, who finally decides to step off the back of the rubber. Really trying to hold CJ, who was running on the last pitch, close as possibly can. CJ's feet were pitter-pattering back and forth like he was wanting to attempt to run, trying to get a runner to second base here. But with 2 strikes on the batter, Harlem will have to be swinging if it's a bad pitch. That pitch is well high, and he's called safe there at second base. So for the 3rd inning in a row, team of Alabama has been able to steal second base, although that one was by far the closest, Brad.
That was. And now we got a guy in scoring position.
For the 3rd consecutive inning.
I mean, and again, this tournament, we scored a lot of runs with 2 outs. So.
I believe it's 1-2. There are 2 strikes, I know for a fact. Let's see if Harlem can give us some momentum. That ball is left high in the zone on the breaking ball, although most of the California side wanted that call. Harlem's had a really good at bat of laying off a couple of pitches that were borderline. See if he can win the at bat here. And that's called strike 3 on the outside corner, as you hear a lot of enthusiasm from the California side on that call. Felt like they had a couple of really close missed calls. Team Alabama, once again for the third consecutive inning, leaves a runner stranded rather, at second base. Here we have Costin Mahan coming back for his fourth inning of work in the top of the fourth. He had a really nice third inning where he only had to throw 8 pitches, helped by the defensive play by Tripp and Bryant by turning that double play, and then had a 1 pitch, 1 out to end the inning on a soft liner to Tripp at shortstop. So you got to feel like an 8 pitch inning might have hopefully rejuvenated the arm of Costin Mahan and go out and attack this inning. Probably pitch count wise, because all the pitches are cumulative. Each pitcher, Brad, is only allowed 100 pitches for the weekend. Costin threw 17 pitches yesterday in an inning's worth to close out the Northeast game. So coming into today, he only had 83 pitches left. So you got to feel like he probably only has maybe 2 more innings of work. But here we are starting off the top of the fourth inning. And again, starts it out with a strike, but that one is sharply fouled off of the shin guards of Christian Thompson.
We need one of those real low pitch count innings. You know, a couple of quick pop-ups, grounders.
And just missed low. Costin really wanted that one. And that ball again misses low in the zone. Adjust our camera here to make sure we're not. One of the first times Costin has fallen well behind the batter, 3-1 count. This wind is really doing a job on our camera. And there's a nice strike thrown, but it is laced into left field for a base hit.
What's that do?
Hold the net.
Hold on, let it go for a second. There you go.
Keep an eye on the feed and make sure we have a good, clear view. Runner was stealing second on that pitch from Costin. And there's just missed off the plate. And there's a swinging miss by the batter on a ball that was.
This is a good hitting team like that. They haven't chased a lot of pitches out of the zone.
Right. That was one that I believe was chased outside. 1-2 count for Costin. And just missed off.
That was the perfect pitch after that last one he swung at. He just he didn't fall for it.
Evens the count 2-2 for the California batter. And there's a ball lifted into shallow left field. That batter did a really good job of just sticking his bat out there and letting the ball hit the bat. Now Team Alabama has a little bit of problems. We got runners at first and second. Had 2 very softly hit balls into left field. Team California has things working with runners at first and third with no outs in the inning. So after the meeting on the mound, it looks like Team Alabama will stick with Costa Mahan on the mound, but they've made some defensive switches, bring Evan Cox into second base and moving shortstop Trip Morris over to first. Got to believe that's to take A.J. Kramer out of the game so he can go warm up in the bullpen possibly. I do see A.J. Kramer hustling down to the bullpen. Costin consecutively tries a couple of pickoff moves. And we see A.J. Kramer down in the bullpen getting loosened up with T.J. Medina. And now for a third consecutive time, we have Costin making a pickoff move. See if we can catch these runners off the bag. Costin comes set now, and for a fourth consecutive time. I feel like this is a strategy by Coach Miller. And now we have a pitch. It's a called strike on the inside corner. Really nice pitch there by Costin. After 4 pickoff moves, finally comes to the plate with a strike. Really important batter right here, Brad. If we could get him strike 2, and that ball is thrown and caromed off of the shortstop, who comes home with it, but the run does score. Maybe a ill-advised throw down to second base with the runner at third base.
Not sure why.
Runner was not
sure why we did that.
Runner was not immediately moving, but when the ball was not caught clean down there at second base, he took off as it caromed off the glove of Bryant Wisdom.
Probably should have just held on to that ball.
Got an 0-2 count on the batter. And that ball is sharply fouled off to the backstop. Get our camera angle situated again. And that ball misses high. 1-2 count. I do see A.J. Kramer coming back into the dugout, letting coach know that he's ready to go. Might feel like this could be the last batter for Costin to face. That ball is lifted way high into foul territory to the right side.
Which Costin is pitching well. They got 2 dink hits.
Costin,
now this team's they're definitely swinging the bat hard. Kramer being a lefty is definitely a different look.
Yes. It certainly hasn't been for the. It's not been a poor pitching performance by Costin. It's just this is an elimination game, and you look at the scenario where Team Alabama has left some runners, and that ball is lifted way high into right field. Ross Christie's under it, catches it out the warning track, and throws the ball into the infield. I tell you, Brad, that ball looked like it had a chance to get out of this park, which really surprised me.
Well, and then that wind.
The wind is pulling it back.
That ball ran into, it's got to be 12 to 15 miles an hour.
Is the first recorded out of the inning. It looks like Coach Miller comes out to call time once more, and he will have to make a pitching change at this moment.
It's great.
Yeah, Costin, you can tell it looks a little bit dejected, but really good job there by number 8. But we will have.
Oh, we got Campbell Tillman.
Actually, looks like, yeah, Campbell, that kind of surprised me a little bit there. I thought we would have AJ Kramer going to the mound. I thought he was the one that went to warm up. But maybe Tillman had already warmed up.
Yeah, I did see Tillman down there warming up a while ago.
All right, kind of fooled me there.
Because I didn't know who it was at number 17, and I forgot about Campbell. Which Campbell has an arm, as we all know. Campbell can throw really hard. He's gassing it right now, too.
That will retire Costin. Costin ends with 72 pitches thrown. Had a couple of innings where his pitch count got up a little elevated. Gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. Had 5 strikeouts in 3 1/3 innings work. And just 1 walk in the game. But it's going to be now on the shoulders of Campbell Tillman to possibly come and keep us close here. Unfortunately, Team Alabama has not been able to score any runs. This game could be vastly different. It's frankly, Brad, if you don't score any runs, it's going to be really hard to win no matter how well your pitcher throws.
That's right. I mean, and that last runner would have scored anyway on that fly ball, you know?
True.
So those 2 runs were on the board no matter what. Their 2 hits were kind of bloop hits. Man, it's just playing a good team.
Real good team from California. There's ball 1 for the pitcher Campbell Tillman for his first pitch. Campbell gets ahead of the batter, 1-2 count. Really nice. We can retire this batter at the plate. And that ball is down low inside. Good job of Christian Thompson blocking that ball up, not allowing it to get by, with the runner at third base.
Yeah, that was really good. Campbell's kind of dialing in still dialing in his off speed right at the moment.
And that ball hits the batter in the leg. So we'll have a hit by pitch. Runner going to first base. Coach Miller once again calls timeout just to go settle down his pitcher and talk some strategy with him now that Team California has runners at first and third.
We have 1 out, right?
There is 1 out on the fly ball to Ross Christie. Take this break here. And it looks like Coach Miller's gonna make a quick change here. Maybe AJ just needed a little bit more time to warm up, but we got AJ Kramer coming in to pitch, and we also have a catching change behind the plate. We have TJ Medina behind the plate catching. So a couple different.
Well, Campbell, obviously if we get through this game, we'll very likely see him again.
Absolutely.
He didn't look bad. He's just right here. We have to win this game.
Correct.
We're in Houston, Texas. We're headed home if we don't win. We know AJ has pitched a lot this summer and this fall. He's
very accomplished, nationally ranked pitcher in perfect game. He's a pitcher that can come in and shut down a game pretty quickly. Just a couple of score updates around the bracket play. There are 4 bracket play games elimination games going on right now. We have Georgia ahead of Florida National 7-1 in the 4th inning. We also have Team Nevada ahead 4-3 in a very close game with East Coast. They are in the bottom of the 5th. Nevada just have taken the lead 4-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. We also have Team Carolina on top of Pacific Northwest 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And then our game here that you are viewing is Team Alabama is trailing 2-0 to Team California National, or Team California American, rather. There were 2 teams from the state of California, 2 teams from the state of Texas, and 2 teams from the state of Florida in this tournament. With over 40 states represented with players, and also Puerto Rico, who played on this field right before us. Puerto Rico beat Team Hawaii in the game right before us. We got to watch several of those innings. We were waiting to take the field. So really just Brad, it's an amazing tournament because you have so many players from all across the country.
There's a lot of good players here.
Man.
Every team's good. Watch every player on deck when they're taking their swings. You can tell they spend a lot of time working at it.
So now we have AJ Kramer settled in, the lefty, powerful lefty on the mound, who comes in and peppers his first strike right down the middle. What you're hoping from AJ is to be able to maybe get a couple of outs at the plate without any balls being hit into play. And there's a ball sharply fouled off to the right-hand side off the end of the bat. The runner at first was moving, trying to steal second there, but has to come back with the foul ball. Again, some problem with the batter's box. Seems like some of the lines are coming loose from the, and that runner does steal second on the ball thrown down low and in. It brings us a 1-2 count with runners at second and third, the empty bag at first. And that's a strike 3, swinging for AJ Kramer for a huge out at the plate for Team Alabama. That is 2 outs in the inning. Hopefully we can get through this inning without any further damage done with a 2-0 lead for Team California. And there's a ground ball hit right back where AJ Kramer makes a really nice grab, but also makes a high throw to first base, which Trip Morris is able to jump high to go get that ball to retire the out.
That couldn't have happened any better.
My goodness, that ball was hit really hard. I don't believe if AJ doesn't make that grab, that ball probably skips through the infield and maybe scores 2 runs, Brad.
Yeah. Hey, we got a hit.
It is time for the Alabama Bats to show up. This is a very, very powerful team, and we will be in the 2-hole. I believe Bryant Wisdom will be leading us off here in the bottom of the 4th. But yeah, this is an Alabama team that has shown through the first 4 games of pool play we can put up a lot of runs, and we just got to get to this pitcher, and we haven't put a lot of pressure on him. We've got a couple of runners on here or there each inning, but it is time for Team Alabama to really show up strong with the bats, show that they're capable of hitting.
But is this the same pitcher?
Actually, I believe it's not. The other pitcher was number 22, so we do have a new pitcher for Team California, surprising us.
That's actually, as far as I'm concerned, good news.
We'll take a new look.
Yeah.
We'll take a new look.
Absolutely.
You might be thanking the California coach who knows that this is the second time through the lineup and didn't want Team Alabama to be able to attack his pitcher for the second time through the lineup.
Now I'm sure that this is another good pitcher though.
Hey, every arm at this tournament, it doesn't matter if whether it's pool play or bracket play, you're going to see these teams that come in with rosters of 15, 16, 17, even 18 players. They are loaded with talent at every position.
And I'd imagine that pitcher's probably had to come pitch. The last pitcher probably had to pitch in a pool game at least 3 innings. They do have 1 loss like us, so you know, if you get in bracket play and you get a 1 loss, you're likely pulling out one of your good pitchers to make sure you make the bracket.
Team California has had in its 4 games, they've had almost every game have been a difference of just a couple of runs. They've had a couple of 1-run wins and 1 run or 2 run losses. So anytime you have those tight games, it's really taxing on your pitching staff, and you're having to utilize a lot of your pitchers. This is number 29. Let's see if I can see if he has actually pitched prior to this game. I did look and see that Darren Lubber, the starting pitcher for today's game, actually pitched yesterday. Pitched 3 innings yesterday and 350 pitches.
There you go.
He was probably out of pitches.
Yeah.
The current pitcher, number 29, I don't see that he has pitched for them yet in the tournament. So this is a pitcher that they either were saving or didn't want to use in their first 4 games. Here's Bryant Wisdom lifting a ball. Unfortunately, going to be caught by the right fielder. The ball was hit pretty well, pretty hard, but any ball lifted up in the air is going to be killed by this. Wind blowing in. Then we have Nate Malone ready to bat with nobody on and 1 out in the inning. See if Nate can give us a spark. And that ball is taken inside.
Nate, you can tell he's fully confident.
Very confident baseball player. That ball is lifted high into foul territory, reaching the field over to our right on the first base side. Nate had a base hit his first at bat and stole a bag to got to second. That ball nearly hit Nate in the thigh, which I really wouldn't have minded.
I've noticed this pitcher's definitely not afraid to go inside. The catcher's moved inside twice.
The muscular thighs of Nate Malone, I wouldn't mind if that ball's probably scared of those thighs, to be honest. Nate just needs to find a way on with a 3-1 count right here. Doesn't want to chase a pitch off the plate. That ball is hit through the hole, a ground ball. And Nate Malone does record his second hit of the ball game, 2 for 2, but more importantly, finds a way onto first base. You got to feel that with his speed, Coach Miller could probably have Nate moving early in this count with 1 out in the inning. And you've got TJ Medina, the new catcher for Team Alabama, is up to bat. No pickoff move there, but a ball sharply fouled back by TJ.
It's that inside fastball right there.
Trip Morris.
I think he's trying to set up his breaking ball coming inside like that.
Yeah, catcher going out there to discuss things with his pitcher, make sure they're on the same page and the way they want to attack the big catcher for Team Alabama. Gotta think Nate may be moving soon. Nate's got a pretty good, healthy lead, and we have after an extended moment of time, TJ calls time in the box. This is awarded to him by the plate umpire. And we've got Nate possibly moving, and there's a pickoff move back to first. Really good move.
Yeah,
Nate does get back safely just in time.
He got back. It was a good move.
I think if that throws just a little bit lower, it might have been able to get. That first baseman had to catch it up around his eyes and then bring it down. Nate was diving back in. There's another very, very close call, and we have a time called by the head coach for California to go discuss the call with the umpire and ask him, what did you see there, Blue? And the Blue umpire's gonna look at him and say, yeah, he was safe. So just a,
I guess he just felt like jogging the head coach.
yeah.
He wanted
Sometimes
to
sometimes you just gotta let your players know that you've got their back, you know, and that obviously was not going to be overcalled. That umpire's obviously his call, and he's not going to appeal that to the home plate umpire.
Shows you the skill level of this pitcher, though. Like he set up both of those pickoff attempts really well.
Pitcher does come set here, and that ball hits TJ Medina in the rib cage. Maybe those pickoff moves just set him off his game just a little bit.
The coach had got his back and ran
Right.
So he was still harping on that, and that worked in our favor.
Really had been a long time since the pitcher had even thrown a pitch.
Yeah, like it probably would have worked out better if the coach didn't feel like going for a job.
So now for the first time, it's like we have TJ getting a courtesy runner from CJ. TJ getting courtesy runner for CJ. So now we have California coach going out to talk to his pitcher. I do remind you, this is this pitcher's first inning of work, we believe, at the tournament. We got the stands of the fans of Alabama getting riled up, getting a little Alabama cheer. For the first time in the game, we have 2 runners on for Alabama with just 1 out in the inning. We will have CJ Terry at first base, a courtesy runner. We've got the speedy Nate Malone at second base. And we've got the accomplished hitter of Trip Morris batting with 1 out. Really needs to be the time that Alabama strikes and drives in some runs for the first time. One out in the inning. This pitcher coming set for its first attempt at Trip Morris. Trip Morris has already shown this weekend that he's a very accomplished hitter. Hits a lot of line drives to left field. He squares to bunt, but takes the pitch well high over his head. Don't know if that was just a truly trying to lay down a bunt or just to throw off the pitcher a little bit. We have Christian Thompson on deck. The dude to bat next. See if we can get these runners to second and third and put some pressure on the batter and the pitcher. Does square around the bunt once again, but a ball low. So Trip Morris with a 2-0 count in his favor.
I think I like the strategy a little bit. I think I'd do that again, and maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Trip does square the bunt one more time, but takes that pitch for a strike called down the middle of the plate. Not convinced that Trip is really wanting to bunt there. I think he's just trying to take the pitcher off his game. Sometimes it distracts the pitcher when he turns to pitch and batters. There's a base hit into left field. We have Nate Malone that will stop at third base. Looks like Jeremy is wanting him to round the bag, but it does load the bases here for our starting catcher, Christian Thompson, who's still in the batting order, now as an extra hitter.
You know, that's about the only ball to the outfield that he doesn't score.
Yeah,
Really hard ball to the left field. I mean, he was on it so quick.
I think Jeremy Miller was waving him around, just wanting to see if could possibly get a maybe get a throw or an errant throw from the left fielder. I don't think he was ever going to send him home. Christian Thompson fouls one sharply off the helmet of the umpire, so Coach Miller calls a short timeout to make sure the umpire has a little break right here after getting possibly dazed by that hard foul ball right back at him. So Team Alabama with one out has potential to possibly score some runs with a base hit here. We have C.J. Terry at second. And there's a strike called on the inside corner that Christian really didn't like. Felt like it was off the plate.
It was a big, here comes your curveball.
Probably so.
Here comes your curveball.
Christian needs to set back and really work on this one. There's your curveball, and Christian just innocently lifts that ball up. He really wasn't even trying to hit that ball, just trying to foul it off into foul territory, which he did. The ball was probably elevated, but too close to take. And there's another ball lifted, and the wind brings it back. It's going to be an infield fly rule in effect. The batter was out, but now with 2 outs, bases loaded, brings Campbell Tillman to the plate. Jeremy Miller calls a quick timeout to talk with his batter. Give him a little strategy right here. Campbell Tillman and Land Sharpless on deck here with 2 outs and bases loaded in the inning. Really feel like this is the time that Alabama's got to strike with at least 1 or 2 runs. Possibility to tie the game up with a base hit with some speed over there at second base.
We would take a pass ball.
Pass ball will be just fine. This is not quite as big a backstop as the fields we played on previously the first 2 weeks, but it is a rather large backstop that would certainly score. And there's a questionable call on the inside corner.
Hey, he is going there very regular.
Blue called there a 1-2 count, but I think it's only been 2 pitches, have there not? There's a ground ball to the right-hand side. The pitcher gets over to cover the bag to retire the inning. California very excited about that play. So we will now head to the top of the 5th inning. C.J. Terry, Alabama really missed an opportunity there to score at least 1 or 2 runs to maybe possibly square this game up, but unfortunately it goes to the top of the 2nd inning, 2-0, as A.J. Kramer goes back to the mound to work, and they are looking for the umpire who has all the balls. He went to the dugout to get a drink of water, and Team California wasn't willing to leave the ball out on the field so we could warm up. But now we've got a ball and we can properly warm up. AJ Kramer getting his warm-up pitches in. We will take a short break. So here we are set to begin the top of the 5th inning. AJ Kramer on the mound with TJ Medina behind the plate. We have strike 1. The lefty brings another pitch right across the plate, but umpire says it's a little high for ball 1. And there's a ground ball to the shortstop, who's thrown over to Costa Mahan, who's come in at first base to retire the first out. That was Trip Morris at shortstop, makes the play over to first base, Costa Mahan. Again, showing the versatility of a lot of these Alabama players. We've got Trip Morris, who has played shortstop, second base, first base. AJ Kramer gets strike number 1 swinging. Make a little adjustment with the camera. And there's a sharp foul ball that ends up inside the dugout. Team Alabama. And that's going to be ball low. We're on the count 1 and 2. And there's strike 3 swinging by the California batter, Alvarez. AJ Kramer gets the second out of the inning for Team Alabama. Got the opportunity to have another quick inning. Possibly get back to bat. Let's see if we can score some runs here. I don't. Maybe I'm just checking out the.
Oh, which one?
I'm not really sure. Checking out
which side?
Yes.
Which side?
This side by the.
This side?
Making a little adjustment around the power source.
I can't, I'm gonna let them get it.
Hopefully the camera doesn't die before we run out of power here.
Open the thing so we can plug this in.
More game to go. Alright. And we now do have power plugged into the GoPro. So we can continue on with the game. And there's a strike call for a 1-2 count for AJ Kramer. 1 strike away from bringing Team Alabama in to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Is ahead 2-0 headed to the bottom of the 5th inning.
Does it look like it's charging?
It doesn't look like it's
It won't show, it may not show it's charging.
But it won't charge.
My other one did. It won't show charging, but it will.
Okay.
Keep it going.
It will feed power to the
Okay.
car. So this is taking.
Yeah, you have to press that button so when you plug it in, it doesn't automatically say, okay, something's plugged in, I need to start working. You got to press the power button. That right there.
No.
As long as it's not going down, it hasn't moved from 5, has it?
It's, well, it had gone to 4 before we plugged it in. It's at 4 right now. But it's not showing a, it's not showing that it's charging itself.
There shouldn't be too much left in this game anyway.
And that ball was inside on Land Sharpless, who circles out of the way. This pitcher has shown in the first inning of work that he will throw it inside on pitchers, on batters, rather. And goes to work with Evan Cox on deck. And there's a foul ball on a pitch, again, well inside. They could have hit Land. Alabama batters right now just need to find any way possible to get on base. Need base runners. And there's a ball well above the zone, but Land line drive to third baseman who makes the catch. Record the first out of the inning, Team California. Does that one have a power button? No. Ball. Sharply back. Well, and there's a breaking ball that just misses off the plate for Evan Cox. With one out here in the inning for Team Alabama. Just needing to find a way to get some runners on base. There's a ground ball to shortstop who scoops it up and fires it over to first base for the second out of the inning for Team California. That brings Ross Christie, the right fielder for Alabama, to the plate with 2 outs. Let's see if we can get something working with 2 outs in the inning. There's ball 1 in the dirt.
Hey, expect it right here. Let's go.
And there's a sharply hit ground ball, but foul down the third baseman line.
Right here.
There's strike 2 called. And that pitch was well inside, almost striking Ross Christie's leg.
Anything close?
Costa Mahan is in the on-deck circle, moves to retrieve that ball in foul territory. And that's a pitched low in the zone. I believe that brings us to a full count for Ross Christie. And that's going to be a ball 4. Walk by Ross Christie, giving Team Alabama a runner on base. Runner with a lot of speed of his own right. Bringing Costin Mahan to the plate. Coach Miller has called time to talk with his batter and the runner, strategize what they want to do here with 2 outs in the inning.
I do not like this wind, especially with Costin up the bat here. Yeah, he really could get a hold of one to tie the game if this were wind. I mean, it's hard to hit it through this particular wind.
It would take a monumental.
I mean, if he pulled one down the line, maybe.
It would absolutely have to be the perfect. And there's a ball that was called strike, but Costin felt like it was off the plate. And how do we know, really? Because the plate keeps moving around on the ground. It's not stapled down or glued down. It's been adjusted multiple times by the home plate umpire. Have number 8, Costin Mahan, who had a sharp hit single into left field his first at bat. And there's another pickoff move, as this pitcher has already shown, has a great move to first base. Very quick delivery. Have Ross Christie getting his lead again with an 0-1 count to Costin Mahan. And that ball is going to be high. Good take there by Costin to even the count, 1-1. Another pickoff attempt by Ross Christie. Really trying to keep those Alabama, and they've done a really good job, Brad, of keeping the Alabama runners close to the bag. We have a timeout by Costin in the batter's box. Felt like the pitcher was taking a little bit too long. Trying as hard as we can to hold this net still and hold our camera angle still. Really blowing hard. Another pick, and that one potentially, oh, there was a really good job of the first baseman kind of trying to deke out the runner, acting like the ball had gotten over his head, when in fact he had caught it. But Ross Christie did not fall for it, and with some really good coaching over there by Colby Robinson, making sure he didn't leave the bag. I tell you, if you overthrow first base, it's probably, with the short fence over there, it's probably going to go out of play.
Man, all we need is 2 back-to-back good hitters.
And there's a ball low in the zone. Really good looking pitch.
Yeah, good call by the Blues.
Good job of Costin laying off of it and taking it for the second ball of the at-bat. Really been a long at-bat here, but it hasn't even been. There's a ball that gets by, and there's possible interference called, but Ross Christie is able to get over to. Ross actually knocked the glove off of the first baseman's mitt as he extended out trying to hold him at first, but he did not have the glove. Did not have the ball in his glove. Ball got to the fence, and Ross Christie did get into scoring position. We got the possibility of a hit here by Costin Mahan could drive in the first run for Team Alabama. And there is a sharply hit ground ball to third baseman who throws a. He's maybe. Oh, thought the. Unfortunately, that does retire the side. Thought maybe the first baseman had pulled his foot off of the bag to throw up the first base side, but does retire the side. And again, Team Alabama leaving a base runner in scoring position. So through 5 innings, believe Team Alabama, if I'm not correct, has left 6 runners in scoring position on the base paths. We'll take a short break as AJ Kramer gets ready to go out for the 6th inning of work. Team Alabama will have, in the bottom half of the inning, we'll have our leadoff batter, Harlan Fuller, up to bat.
And it's just,
Bases loaded. We've left.
They haven't made an error. I mean, they're
multiple runners in scoring position. I believe Brad took 5 innings. Like I said, that's 6 runners we've left in scoring position.
We've had bases loaded one time. We've had runners in second.
Runners in second I believe every inning. Unfortunately, but we live for another inning. Score is 2-0 California. AJ Kramer going out for another inning of work. I believe Team Alabama had hoped to have saved AJ Kramer for the 2nd game, but he's had to use him in this game.
He's lived up to what, you know.
Great strike there.
He has lived up to what they say.
Very accomplished pitcher on the hill.
And it was still a good idea.
Sir,
Try to have him for Texas. If we win this, we play Texas. We know that they're really good.
Texas,
We know that.
Texas is actually the defending. We have a chopper off the bag. Really good job and a great athletic play by AJ Kramer right there to get that out. That was just a soft chopper right in front of the plate that didn't really go anywhere. And Medina was not going to be able to get to it in time. AJ pounces on it, spins, and the lefty throws him out. And it looked like Costin did a really good job of setting up on the outside of the bag, because the runner was going to come into play there. He didn't want to throw it and hit the runner in the back of the head. So we get the first out there in the 6th inning. He is swinging through strike 1. Again, the home plate umpire adjusting home plate, which is obviously not glued down to any surface. Very unusual thing you see on a turf field. Home plate would stay still, Brad, but it's not. Neither has second base the entire tournament.
Yeah, that's unusual.
So, Premier Baseball Park of Texas might want to make some adjustments. Here we have a ground ball to second base that Bryant Wisdom gobbles up and throws over to Costa Mayhen at first for the 2nd out of the inning. So we have 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Another potential for a 3 up, 3 down inning for Team Alabama. Hopefully get back in here and be able to battle. That ball's just off the plate. You just got to feel, Brad, that Alabama's been able to get some runners on, just hasn't got that timely hit that we need. And maybe we're saving our best for the last, here in the bottom of potentially in the bottom of the 6th inning.
I sure hope so.
To be able to score a couple of runs to move on. We are starting with the leadoff. It'll be our 3rd time through the lineup. And just missed off the plate. So for the first time, the batter has worked the count in his favor against AJ Kramer. AJ's falling behind, but he's very capable of throwing 3 strikes in a row right here. unfortunately, that one misses inside.
Man, that happens every now and then.
Even to the best.
Even to the best.
So here we have,
It's the pitcher.
this is the opposing pitcher. Yes, they did come on in relief, batting here against AJ Kramer. He comes, and this one is a fly ball to Ross Christie that was sinking, and he really made a good job. That wind was pushing it down,
Yeah.
and Ross made a good job of catching it before it hit the ground.
Yeah.
So now we have going to the bottom of the 6th, and we've got Team Alabama that will have the top of the order batting.
Hey, we need to.
Just heard the umpire say that he had started the clock at 10:35, and so 12:35 would be the end of the ball game. So it looks like we've got about 7 minutes. So you got to feel like if Team Alabama is able to put any kind of threat together right here in this inning, this is probably going to be the last inning. Could be Team Alabama's last hope of at least tying this game up to go to a 7th inning, or potentially, what I wouldn't mind is, hey, let's score 3 runs and walk this thing up.
Yeah, I'm thinking let's be thinking walk this thing off. I mean, we're at the top. This is it. So I mean,
let's bat around and score a bunch of runs. This team has batted around multiple times in this tournament, shown that ability to get hot at the right time. They've also scored a lot of runs even when they're down to their last out. So leading us off, we will have Harlem Fuller, followed up by Bryant Wisdom and Nate Malone batting 3rd in this inning. Just need the guys to stay focused here and not think about runs that need to be scored, but just focused on having a good at bat, each individual one having a good bat, doing what they're capable of doing, finding a way on. Frankly, a walk or a hit by pitch is just as effective as a hit in the field of play. And what we've got to really do here with the top half of the order,
we need a base runner.
is we need base runners, and that's where it starts. We need base runners with no outs. So here's Harlem taking a low. Hadn't been a strike the whole day, but it is called here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Way low in the zone. Now's not the time that you want the umpire to really widen his zone, even though we're getting late in the game.
Not all the way over here in Houston.
No.
I mean, we're in Hoover. And,
got a 2-1 count. And that's another ball that's picked up off the ground. The catcher wanted, but he framed it. Almost the identical pitch to the first one that was called a strike. We feel like the umpire got fooled by that pitch. There's the ball fouled off to the left-hand side.
that was a strike. That was a good one to swing at.
So we have a full count for Harlem Fuller. Probably should be on first base standing right now, Brad, but he's got a battle. And here's a ball that's lifted into shallow center field, but he's able to make a sliding catch in center field to record the first out of the inning.
I thought we had no outs run on first.
Really good at bat there by Harlem, and a good job of poking that ball into center field, shallow center field. Just tip your cap to the center fielder. He made a really nice sliding catch. Now we have Bryant Wisdom, who sharply fouls the ball off to the left-hand side, off the fence.
Brian adjusting the plate with his foot.
That's really mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean,
Really mind-boggling.
Why's the plate moving around?
And there's a ball taken up high for a 1-1 count. And that's a ball off the plate. Really disciplined job there by Bryant, not chasing that pitch off the plate. Catcher's really doing a good job of trying to fool the umpire into calling a strike. He's framing the pitches very quickly. There's ball 3 low and inside. 3-1 count for Bryant Wisdom, who's going to be a very disciplined batter, and he knows that a walk here is just as important as a hit. Team Alabama needs base runners, and that ball's going to be through the infield. It was a chopper. That was a chopper that was right over the pitcher's head, and second baseman couldn't quite get to it quick enough. It does go through the infield for a base hit for Bryant Wisdom. Now we have Nate Malone up to bat. Very skilled hitter. Nate has, I believe, 2 for 2 in the ball game.
I think so. I'd like,
I'm not mistaken,
for Nate to hit a windproof ball that goes through the wind.
And quickly, before a pitch is delivered, head coach for California goes out to talk.
They're wanting to burn the clock a little bit.
Looks like we're just 1 minute or 2, maybe 1.5 minutes away from time expiring. So coach goes out to talk and burn a little bit of time. If Nate would have potentially hit into a double play right there, we would have had to play a whole nother inning. Looks like now we're down to 1 minute time remaining. Same thing could happen. If there's any time on the clock, we will go on to a 7th inning. But as of right now, as the wind is really kicked up, stronger than it has the entire day.
Of course, right now would be the perfect time, wouldn't it?
Nate wisely stays out of the box for just a moment.
Oh my!
I mean, there are tents. There are tents that are blowing. There are small children being lifted off the ground by this Texas wind blowing straight in from center field. As Nate takes strike 1, low in the zone. The official just announced that time has expired, but we will finish the home half of this inning. There's a ball hit foul on the left-hand side. Nate falls behind 0-2 in the count with 1 out with Bryant Wisdom at first base.
Bryant Wisely staying conservative over there at first.
Not really taking any chances. And there's a ball lifted back into the netting.
It would be difficult to double up Nate Malone anyway.
True.
And Nate is our tying run. He has to score.
Just looking at the clock, time has officially expired, but Team Alabama has not expired yet. We've got 1 out in the inning here in the bottom of the 6th rather. And here's a ball that comes off of Nate's hands, hit by pitch. And it will be a hit by pitch. They were hoping for a foul ball.
Well, or they're trying to say he didn't try to get out of the way of it.
Right. That pitch came sharply inside and caught Nate in the hand or wrist area. And if you are not swinging the bat, your hand is not part of the bat. Looks like
I would like to see Nate hit a home run right there, but we'll take him on first.
We'll take him on first. Now, pass ball. You could possibly move runners into 2nd and 3rd. With 1 out, brings up TJ Medina, who takes a strike 1 up in the zone. But the official does call it a strike, and his opinion is the only one that matters. Unfortunately, sometimes.
That was
up around the letters. Not many pitches have been called there a strike. We have Trip Morris on deck. And there's strike 2. Very nice pitch on the outer half of the plate.
That was a good pitch.
Then we have called time by the catcher. Just go out and talk with his pitcher and make sure he knows what pitch to be expecting here. Here's 1 out in the inning, the tying run at first base in Nate Malone. We have TJ Medina, hard-hitting catcher at the plate. Gonna really have to work here with an 0-2 count. And that ball is swung through, and we have strike out for number 2 out of the inning. It does bring Trip Morris to the plate. Trip has already recorded a hit in this ball game, his last plate appearance. Would really like to see, Brad, a ball hit in the gap to the field and really see Nate's speed. There's a ball, ground ball to shortstop. He will just toss it over to second base for the put out. Unfortunately, ending bracket play here for Team Alabama. Team Alabama is not able to score a run in this ball game, and really had some good defense and some good pitching in this ball game. The starting pitcher, Costin Mahan, and then relief pitching by A.J. Kramer, who really did a good job in his 3 innings of work. But unfortunately, Team California was able to keep the batters off base. Team Alabama stranding a runner in scoring position in every single inning, I believe so, if I'm not mistaken, and could not find a way to play to run in today's elimination ball game. But a really good job. Team Alabama ends their run here at the Perfect Game All-State Games with a 3-2 record, 3-1 in pool play, and then losing this first bracket play. Team California will move on to play Team Texas in the quarterfinal matchup. We want to thank our coaches. We want to thank all of our parents that have traveled out here to Houston. We want to thank everyone back home that listened and supported us from back in Alabama and all across the Southeast, friends and family. And we've enjoyed. I want to thank Brad Sharpless for commentating these games with me. And this is Courtney Mahan. I'll be signing off for the last time here in November, November 3rd here at the Premier Baseball Fields of Texas here outside of Houston, Texas. We hope everyone has a safe trip traveling back home to Alabama, and God bless.